The authorities couldn't stop him coming in any more than they could stop the stones from crying out. His authority is greater, and God always finds a way. And you have to make up your mind, say, look, whatever happens, I'm following Messiah. I am not following anyone who goes against Messiah. No matter what it costs. Remember I talked about it last week? No matter what it costs, you got to decide that before you're in the situation, because you will be. And the ultimate thing that we do argue, we are to contend for the faith, Paul did, but our ultimate calling is not necessarily to argue or react to the world. Your ultimate call is to bring him in. The disciples weren't reacting to Jerusalem. They were responding to Messiah and bringing him in. Jerusalem had nothing new in there. The only thing new was Messiah, and they were bringing him in. Your primary job with this culture, yes, you must stand for the faith. You must speak. You must contend for the faith. But it's not that you're going to reform this world. It's not you're going to argue. Your part is to bring him into it. You bring him in, and things happen. What happened when they brought him in? It says the whole city was stirred up. The disciples didn't have to do much. They didn't have to build a kingdom. They didn't have to take out every wrong in the world. They didn't have to make everything right. They just had to put him on that donkey and bring him in. Once he comes in, all bets are off. Bring him in. They can't stop it if you bring him in, because they can't stop him. They can stop you from doing certain things, but they can't stop him. Believers were in communist prisons for their faith, and they were stopped physically from going on the streets and ministering or bringing the gospel that way. But they didn't stop bringing him in. In prison, they brought him into the prison. They laid out the palms and said, Hosanna, come into the prison. And they witnessed to their torturers. They witnessed to their interrogators. And they saved a number of those interrogators. And they brought him in when they were in prison. They worshiped God. What did Paul and Silas do when they were in prison? They brought him in and they started worshiping. And what happened? He comes in, earthquake. So you are here for that. You're not here to spend your life reacting to the junk. We're aware of the junk, and I'm talking about, you could talk about it, cultural junk, and you could talk about, there are things, I'm not even going to, there's something happened, you may have heard, but in the last few days of this video that is so satanic, for little kids, ultimately, that's the fact, I'm not even going to talk about it, but the thing is that we're to be aware of it, but I'm not just talking about the culture, I'm talking about junk, there's other kind of junks you deal with. You're not here to spend your life reacting to every problem. You're here to bring them in.